Okay, so this is our video report for our Arduino circuit done in TinkerCAD. Our group is comprised of Christopher Carmichael, Atia Nova, Angela Tabafunda, and Bill Coe. The circuit's main components are going to be 4 pressure sensors, as seen here. These are temporarily we're using ultrasonic rangefinders as placeholders. And we'll also have a rotary encoder, which is currently we're using a potentiometer for that. So our device is going to be detecting whether or not the user's foot is going to be on the ground by way of the pressure sensors. There's going to be 2 on each foot, 1 on the heel and 1 on the toe. The rotary encoder is going to be on the chair that the user is sitting on, and that's going to be detecting rotational position. So going through the code, to start with, scrolling up, these are the four input pins for each of the potentiometers, connecting to these 4 respectively, and the rangefinders are connected to these 4 up top, and potentiometer is connected to this one down here. So the detection distance, which is going to be the definition for the threshold for the rangefinders, is currently defined as 20. And as pressure sensors, these are going to be whether or not the foot is on the ground or not. So we're setting them as booleans. Currently all false, because all 4 rangefinders initially were thinking that they're going to be off the ground. So for reading distance, or the logic for operating the rangefinders itself, we set the pin to output at first, and then we set it to low. This is kind of like just resetting the thing, and then we set that pin to high, so it's going. So the rangefinder is letting out sound. And then afterwards we switch it back to low, and then the time it takes for that sound to return to the rangefinder is going to be tracked for our distance. So in a loop, so since this thing is going to be constantly inputting, essentially, we have the chair rotation being constant. It's just going to be constantly reading every iteration at what the potentiometer or rotary encoder is set to. So converted from whatever value it is to degrees, because, well, rotation. And in the function above, as I defined, we're going through each rangefinder, and we're checking whether or not that distance is greater than the threshold that was set up above. And right now this distance is going to be read as centimeters. And if the distance that the rangefinder reads is lower, and it wasn't lower, like it wasn't below threshold last loop, then a system message is output, which means that there's a signal going from the Arduino out, and the values are saved for the next loop, and then we start again. So I'm going to run the simulation now. I'm going to close this code. Actually, wait, no, we want a system message out. Aha. So close that code window, and I'll start the simulation. So currently, all 4 rangefinders are off the ground, and we see that the chair rotation from the potentiometer is constantly output. If I change the potentiometer number, you see that the chair rotation is tracked accordingly. And then when I lower the rangefinder, then you see a right heel down message saying that the foot is being placed onto the ground. So the thing is that currently simulator time is slower than real time. So then these loops are updating a lot slower than they would be. So the messages sometimes will take time to actually, like, they won't properly update because TinkerCAD thinks that we're moving things too quickly. So for this, yeah. Okay, so that was our video report. And yeah, thanks for watching.